And Bill Kutch. Kutch.
Not doing well with these Midwest last names.
No. Welcome to Every Album Ever with Mike and Alex. My name is Michael Mansour, and I'm joined, as always, by my baseball-loving co-host, Alexander Volts. Say hello.
Hello.
This is Every Album Ever, the podcast we listen to every single album in the world, one artist at a time. That's a new discography per episode. And today, we'll be discussing every album by
Call Me Lightning.
Call Me Lightning. Requested by our buddy Drew, who also requested our Faraquet and Medications episode, as well as McCluskey. So check those out. This man has very specific tastes. Boy, does he ever. And it speaks to my soul. Yeah. He's a buddy of mine. He's a great dude. He's got great taste. And he requested this band some time ago, a while ago.
These bands should start paying Drew for publicity.
It's not much publicity.
That's not much.
We're looking at 300 plus views on YouTube, baby.
That's about it. But
still, some of the funnest bands to cover, I think, on this little doohickey that we do. But before we get into all that, if you want to help us out, please, oh God, we need help. Like the video if you like it. Share it with your buddies. Leave comments. Talk shit. It's okay. Talk shit. I don't care. Just fucking subscribe or do something. Just let the almighty, evil, all-knowing algorithm see us. You can also find a Spotify playlist on Call Me Lightning. In the description, we got playlists associated with almost every episode. You can find all those at everyalbumever.com. Well, what is our main bread and butter, buddy? What's our main bread and butter?
Patreon.
Patreon.com/everyalbumever. Please go there if you want bonus episodes, all kinds of bonus episodes, super duper early access to Loose Ends episodes, 20% off all merch, like the shirt I'm wearing right now is one of them. You get to see our schedule in advance. You get to vote on polls to decide who we cover next. And if you're tier 2, if you're bigger than Jesus, then you can actually request artists for us. That way we actually listen to you instead of us, and listen to bands that you like and talk shit about them. That's not always true, but sometimes it's true. So go there if you want to do that. Please do that. Okay, business out of the way. Call Me Lightning.
Yes.
I'm assuming you had no prior experience.
No experience.
Neither did I.
Yeah.
Brand new. Coming in fresh.
Yeah.
And well, here's the moment, everybody. How do you feel?
There's some nostalgia there, and I'm lukewarm.
Lukewarm?
Lukewarm.
I am not lukewarm. I am in love.
Okay, good.
And then fastly out of love.
Okay.
I'm half in love and then half like, it's okay.
Half and half?
Half and half.
I'm 1/4 in love.
But the stuff I'm in love with,
yeah.
I'm like, I had genuine, an uncontrollable smile on my face.
Nice.
Like, God damn it.
Nice. I hope we fight when we get to our picks.
I hope not. I'm tired. I've had a long, exhausting, tough week.
Yeah, I shouldn't want that, but
people seem to like that. You fucking sadists.
Animals.
So, well, our buddy, our good friend, our history guy, Tom Osman, he came through.
Yes.
He came through real hot. So he's only been with us for 2 episodes at this point?
2 episodes.
The previous 2, Lauren Hill and Septic Death. And he's supplied with a flood of information on let's just say Septic Death doesn't have a lot of info.
No.
And somehow found a bunch of info. Well,
and somehow this band has
even less. This band has even less. And homeboy went above and beyond. He contacted fucking Nathan Liley, singer and guitarist of Call Me Lightning, for direct information.
Yes. Also, thank you, Tom.
Thank you so much.
And thank you, Nathan. And also, I apologize in advance. This turned it.
That's like, dude, that's like the worst part. Cause like, we had direct communication with this guy. There's a chance he'll see us. And I don't like that people that I like will hear me saying things negative about them. But that's not, it's like, we want me to not be honest. I have music. Listen to it and talk shit. I don't care. I'm in the same boat. By all means, talk shit about me. It's there. But this is just the path I chose.
Same.
This is because I want to listen to these fucking bands, and I can't pretend I like everything. But I can and will gush about the things I do like.
There you go.
So you get a little bit of everything, all right? I'm not all evil. I'm just a little bit of an asshole. But that's exciting. So, I guess it's time for Tom's History Corner. If we're going to jump right into it.
Yeah. Like I said, no no emotional or prior attachments to it. So let's get into the nitty gritty.
Hell yeah. So if everybody wants to check out Tom's stuff and follow Tom, he's also a musician, a very good musician, great songwriter. He has just released an album called So Much for All Day's Work. It's on Spotify and all the bullshit. You'll find a link in the description. You can also find him on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Tom Osman Sounds for more music stuff. And he unsurprisingly, he's a Munich is a, that's just a Freudian slip because he's in Germany.
This is a good ass Spielberg movie.
I know. He's also a music journalist. So you can find everything he writes on Substack at Tom Osman's Whatever Comes Next. It also explains how he's able to get in touch with people and orchestrate
efficiently.
Yeah, very quickly and efficiently. So go check him out and do all that. So let's see.
So this is from Nathan.
This is from Nathan himself. He says the band was originally formed by Nathan. Refers himself in third person, hopefully at all times. Nathan, Shane, and Bill. I gotta find the full names right here. Shane, oh boy. So drummer Shane Hochstetler. I'm gonna go ahead and just assume that's how you pronounce that.
Wisconsin name I've ever seen
from Wisconsin. And Bill Kuch Kutch.
Not doing well with these Midwest last names.
No. Aren't you from the Midwest?
I know. Don't look at me.
Fair enough. So he continues on. We were all very active in other Milwaukee area bands prior to CML. Nathan was in a Carso, by the way.
We briefly covered on our Faraquet medications episode. They did a split with them.
It was Faraquet, right? It wasn't medication that did the split?
Yes.
Yeah. Acarso and Faraquet, what I remember was liking them a lot. Very aggressive, very gnarly.
Very different from what we're about to get into.
Indeed. So yeah, check out Acarso. Shane was in Managra, Hero of 100 Flights, and Tintoretto. I can barely pronounce the names of these bands.
I wish it was Venturetto.
You don't. Bill was in Tintoretto with Shane. All these bands toured and released records while most of the members were in their teens. The first iteration of Call Me Lightning was called Mazes and Monsters, which was something more akin to prog punk. Long songs, complicated arrangements, etc. That fills it out after about a year. We eventually reconvened and started Call Me Lightning with the same membership. The earliest CML songs are actually just chopped up and trimmed down Mazes and Monster songs. Be the Lightning and Ashes to Ashes off the first album are good examples of that.
That's interesting to know.
Yes,
that's good to know.
Yeah, because like looking at those songs specifically, I'm like,
I can hear it.
Interesting. Yeah. Because prog punk is a thing that barely and almost didn't even exist because no one really... It never really took off as a subgenre. I don't feel like there's some bands that really characterize what that is. Like there's some examples, but the earliest example I can think of is Fear, the record by Fear, because of just the weird time signatures and the really tight, snappy stop and startness and everything. And Spit Sticks is weird, like machine gun type drumming. And then later on, you get No Means No, which is another great example. But I don't know a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard, I think I may have even done it. People like describe songs as like prog punk or punk prog, like that double album System of a Down has. I've heard like the guitar player refer to what they did on those albums as like prog punk, where it's all these elaborate ideas, but condensed in 2 or 3 minutes.
Right. So let's see if there's any other things before we jump in to everything.
Could cover who plays what instrument.
Let's do that. So of course Shane. Yeah. So the only consistent members of the whole band are Shane. I'm not going to say the last name. Hochstetler, Shane on drums, and Nathan on guitar and vocals. And he did clarify a couple things. It's not in front of me right here, but I did read it earlier. Here it is. Nathan always played guitar and did lead vocals. Shane always played drums, and all the bass players were always only on bass or bass and backing vocals, because you get a lot of mixed things on Discogs, and the information is so fucking it's non-existent. Sure. So it's just like, they were always doing these things. They were always on these instruments, and then all like the occasional auxiliary instruments like percussion and keyboard, they're played by everybody, but there was no switching around of primary instruments. Unlike I think Faraquet was one where like
they switched around a lot.
Yeah.
I'll probably bring them up again, but I also think of like Trail, and You Will Know Us by the Trail of Dead.
Right.
Where they also kind of moved around a little bit on the instruments they played. So,
yeah, and so Drew requested this band, and he also requested, again, like we said before, Faraquet and Medications. Milwaukee, a lot of a big soft spot for Milwaukee. I think that's where he's from. They have like a lot of bands came from there that had this sort of personality and essence, if you will. Yeah,
I can't think any bands from Milwaukee off the top of my head.
Faraquet, but like I mean, all the ones that they're listing here, like,
oh yeah,
they're obviously not like the biggest things ever, and clearly like it was a niche thing and it was a small scene, but a lot of this spirit, a lot of this really like super complex, but tight chaos.
Violent Femmes.
They're another one.
That makes sense in the scheme of.
There's a handful of other bigger ones too that I am going to pull up as we speak. I'm doing this slowly so I can fucking actually do this, and I can't do it in time. Okay,
no.
So okay, I'll know it. No, I have to do it. Here it is. I
was just like
right here. The Frogs, Violent Femmes, Bodines. Well, there was like one song from Bodines. The Guffs, Promise Ring. I think that's so there's a bunch of stuff that I've not heard before, but it had its own very
that's
characteristic scene. Yeah,
that's interesting to me just because of how like you wouldn't think like Minnesota would have like it, or specifically the city St. Paul, Minneapolis would have like an interesting music scene, but they do.
Yeah, for sure.
And then. I don't know. I guess everyone's just in Minneapolis or Chicago, and Milwaukee's this interesting middle area for music.
It's just the middle of the country where somehow a bunch of great art comes out of. Like you put someone alone in the middle of nowhere, they're gonna fucking get creative, dude. Like, yeah. I do think the coastal cities are super overrated. Like, I mean, not always, because you still get like some of the absolute greatest, and some of my favorite scenes in all genres have come from big cities, but there's a lot of like underappreciation of like the tiny little middle of nowhere hick towns where these fucking geniuses came out of.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Not that I'm calling these guys geniuses, but still, like, they're fucking great. I think they're fucking great.
Yeah.
Anyway. So they had like several other musicians, but like the first two records, which I think have a very characteristic sound compared to the latter two records, they had Bill Kutch on there. And the last two records are two different bass players.
Okay.
Which we'll get into when we get to them. But overall, very brief. Well, they were around a while, but short discography, which also makes me sad because of how difficult it is to put out records when you make this kind of music. But interesting band regardless. So, want to jump into it?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hell yeah. So, and their short discography, they only have 4 albums. First one came out 2004, last one 2014. So, if you ready, which I know you are.
Yep.
Hell yeah. This is 2004's The Trouble We're In. This production is very fucking satisfying. Very satisfying.
I felt nostalgia.
Oh, yeah.
When that started.
Oh, those bass lines, dude. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Because, I liked my metal and classic rock growing up, but I also had a lot of friends who listened to this, like, dancey punk stuff.
Yeah. It's considered indie, but it's just way more aggressive and jagged.
I think of bands like Death From Above, The Rapture, maybe even Hot Heat if you want.
I really love this song. This is a great opener.
Yeah.
It's so much fucking energy. And Nathan's kind of losing his mind on vocals. Very very noise rocky style.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know how I didn't hear this in high school because it very much would have been
Up your alley.
in heavy rotation.
Okay. Oh, that made me kind of like breathe a giant sigh of relief. Like, finally an album I fucking love.
Yeah, I listened to it before. Also, best personal
Favorite. This is
all right. We're not gonna fight.
This is one of the best fucking albums I've heard in a long time. It's so goddamn good. I can't believe I didn't encounter this sooner. It's annoying that I haven't. Every song rules in a different kind of way.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I'm like really impressed with the riffs on here too.
Killer riffs. Yeah.
And I'm glad Tom reached out to Nathan, and we know that like that little prog tidbit, because I feel like maybe that explains the nature of these guitar riffs.
They're very, very complex. The songs were Ass to Ashes and Be the Lighting. So those, I mean, first of all, two great songs. The former is a little bit earlier in the album, super sleazy, hooky as shit. It still has, I mean, like a lot of this record has a lot of that early 2000s indiness to it.
Yeah,
mostly the staccato clangy guitar, like gang, gang,
yeah, gang,
like that's super early 2000s.
Yeah,
indie.
it is.
Yeah, but it does, like, even though it has that kind of aura to it, it has more. This is more noise rock to me than anything else.
Yeah, the Asses to Ashes made me think of like Brainiac too, like another band from the middle of nowhere. Almost like there's like that paranoidness to it, but it's dancey, and
there's a lot of dancey stuff on here. That, like, what's the other one that's fucking super dancey? Horseflies.
Yeah, that one made me think of The Rapture the most. Yeah, that's a good song.
Great song. By the way, before little quick note about the production of this. So there's a couple things because this was on Wiki and stuff. You'll see that it was released in 2004, which it was September 14th, 2004. But for some reason on Discogs, I think it lists as 2005. I'm gonna double check that. It's on Discogs. It says it was released in 2005, which is confusing and misleading. I don't know why it says that, but it's not true. And it was, what was it? It was engineered by Pat Liley, which, thanks to Tom reaching out to Nathan, that's Nathan's dad.
Oh shit! That's fucking cool.
I would never have guessed that.
A little family affair.
It's very, very cute. I love it. He also apparently his dad Pat also recorded a Carso, which is also like fascinating that this dude's dad was so supportive. He's recording this fucking cacophonous music for his son. That's kind of beautiful.
Yeah. So we played that opener, which is great. Then I think I was like really interested when Ghost in the Mirror comes on, because it has like this spacey, like dub reggae feel to it, instead of like the spastic, like staccato
it's
guitar.
Still frantic. It's still frantic, but it has, especially with like, there's a lot of little wacky effects. It's like a lot of delay driven guitar stuff. Which works really well. And the synths on here, they're pretty sparse, and they're very subtle because with a song like goddamn, where the fuck is it? Where is it? I know it. Hungry Liars.
Oh, so good.
No, not that one. Sorry.
It's still good. Almost like a track on here.
It is. No, every song is fucking great.
Yeah.
It's a Golden Radical. That's the one. That one where the guitar was replaced entirely by synths, but they're barely there. Yeah, it's mostly just a bass drums and vocal song.
It is minimal and adds to the like. Yeah, there's just a few songs that feel like very, very like paranoid and like I may be stretching here, but I do feel like, after 9/11, there was like kind of this like angsty uncertainty where like 90s, like late 90s was this like excess nu metal, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And now you have people who are like kind of jittery, like the music.
And not to mention the death of rock, pretty much.
Yeah.
At least in the mainstream. But another interesting tidbit about this record: Tyler Moss, co-founder and editor of Milwaukee Record, or Milwaukee Record. I'm pretty sure it's Milwaukee Record. He cites this album as the reason he moved to Milwaukee.
Holy shit. That
He's
guy.
a huge fan.
Yeah.
Huge fan, which is interesting. Like, I get it. Like, I hear this, I'm like, this is a fucking fan maker. Like, and we briefly mentioned it earlier, but I'm going to harp on it for a while. The closer, Be the Lightning. I can't not smile when I hear that song. There's something about it. There's just a perfect resonance with my soul.
That song's so good. It could also be an opener in a different universe.
It has the same kind of epicness to it.
Yeah.
And it's not short. I remember it being kind of long. How long is that motherfucker? Of course, we can't find it unless you pull up the actual track because there's no info anywhere.
Give me
unless I can find it right here. Yeah, it's 6 minutes. That's what what I remembered. It's the lengthiest song on the album. Obviously, doesn't feel like it at all, but it still has so much build up and epicness to it, where it is the perfect fucking closer for this album.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I was so convinced that Rotten River was gonna be like the best song on the album because it's fucking fantastic. It's super paranoid, super dark.
Yeah,
amazing bass lines and like those guitars really remind me of like some East Bay Ray shit, with like an evil surf kind of thing, really like spooky, eerie surf.
Mm-hmm.
And then Be the Lightning comes on and just makes me cry almost.
Yeah.
Like, yes. Oh, hell yeah.
I was kind of taken aback by Ghouls because it's very Mars Volta like.
Oh, that type of minor key, that kind of almost spooky sounding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, man, this, like, yeah, every riff is interesting in its own different way on here, and like to do that on a debut album is
this sounds like a bunch of seasoned dudes. I mean, they were in other bands, obviously, and Acarso they were very impressive from the little bit that I've heard. So it's not surprising, but it does have like the chemistry of like a fully realized thing.
Okay,
which is hard to pull off with a debut album,
for sure.
Yeah, goddamn, both are best and personal favorites. I mean, if you have any passing interest in indie or noise rock, it's just fucking flawless.
If you like that whole like moving units, Rapture, Death from Above,
I have no experience with any of those bands.
Yeah, so
you're coming from that angle. I'm just coming from straight early 90s, late 80s noise rock. Both sides. If you're coming from any of those,
either of those, it works.
Hell yes. But we got a couple more. We got a few more, everybody. All right. So you ready?
I am not, because
I'm going to talk real slowly. This one,
all right, was
released in 2007. This is Soft Skeletons. This is such a kooky opener. Go ahead.
Feels a little more sleek.
A little bit. It's a little bit less chaotic.
Yeah.
It's also more. It feels more riff oriented than. I mean, it is more riff oriented because the last one had a lot of prog elements. I remember my first listen, I was like, this doesn't feel like an opener. And I was like, it's good. I like it. It has some. I mean, this is crazy. I love this riff. But I take it back on the second listen. Like, I like this as an opener. So that right there, that progression, and then when it goes back into the right here, super 80s new wave, but with noise rock and indie.
Yeah,
it's like noisy indie new wave. I love it. I love this song. Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah, this feels like it's kind of like it's in second gear for me, and I want it in fourth.
I like it. I like it a lot. And first listen, I was like, okay, it's not the first album. It's definitely not the first album. And I was a little like, all right, it's still good. I still like it a lot. Second listen, separating it from the first album, I think is a fucking awesome album. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I like every song in here as well.
Also, to clear up, because the Wikipedia is confusing and it makes it seem like Steve Albini produced
He did
this,
not.
but he did not produce
it was
this.
recorded at Electrical Audio. It was clarified by Nathan himself. He says Greg was the engineer for that session at Electrical Audio. The wiki, it says it was at Steve Albini's Electrical Audio, but it doesn't say
like
by so and so at like.
Yeah,
it's just one of the
it's
things.
worded weird, but
he's just synonymous with that studio, so people don't really separate it. It's a big difference. Not that this album sounds bad. This album sounds fucking great. It sounds as good as the last one.
This felt like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm this like having trouble separating like that. Like I loved that like paranoid energy to the first album, and this is different for sure.
The paranoid energy is gone.
Yes,
forever for this band. And it's not, so still like hints here and there. Like that main riff is pretty spazzy
for sure.
It's kooky. I like it a lot. I think it's very good. But overall, there's way more like I don't have a good word for it, but regularness to it.
Well, yeah, like the title track, it's very full and bright.
Love it.
Compared to like that song with the synth we were talking about.
Golden. I already forgot the name of the fucking song.
The Professionals.
Golden Radical.
So this is like very full and bright sounding.
A lot of it is that. And then I do like the title track. It's right in the middle of the album, but it is the biggest song, both in length and production. It's very, like you said, full, and it's very, very wide. And it goes all over the place. I like it in that place on the album too. Like it kind of could have been a closer type thing, but I'm glad it's not.
I think I enjoyed the back half of this more than the first half. Nobody Dies is probably like my favorite song on here.
Oh, that song does fucking rule. I mean, it's like, so that was one where on first listen I was like I like, these are all strong songs. But it's like it's not as good as the last one. But then what I ended up realizing, like, no, this is still fucking fantastic. That last album was just special. Like that was just a special fucking album, which is that's rare. But this is like, I love that song. Is fucking amazing.
Filthy Information is unlike anything they'll do before or after. It's a very like unique song in their discography, I think.
I didn't like that on a first listen. That was the only song I didn't like on first listen. Won me over second listen.
Yeah, it does feel like stretching the creative muscles a little bit there. Like this, seeing what can we do something a little bit different there. I don't want to say it wrong, so I'm gonna double check. Shook House Shakedown.
Shook House Shakedown. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Crazy vocal performance on there.
Oh dude, he's basically a siren. I don't mean the fucking nice singing ones. I mean like a fucking ambulance. It's great.
He's not gonna seduce you.
You know what it reminds me?
What?
It reminds me of? What song is it? It's the most abrasive song on Homogenesis from Bjork.
Oh God,
it's the one where she's doing that fucking distorted siren bullshit.
Yeah.
Like it reminded me of that. It's very fucking. I like it.
It's no birthday Bjork.
Wait, which one's that?
That was Sugar Cube.
That was okay. Yeah. Okay,
sorry. I digress.
Sugar House Shakedown, great energy, super great bass lines and drums, and that's one consistent thing I will have. I mean, Shane is fucking unbelievable.
Yeah,
he's fantastic the whole way through, and even Nathan's like, it's hard to distinguish it because the bass lines are so up front, but
it's a bass driven band
for sure. But you'll hear in like little bits here and there. It even like on I forget which song. It was an intro on the last album where it was just like a quick little fucking hammer-on pull-off guitar riff that Nathan did. I was like, oh shit, this dude can play. He just chooses to do this noisy, clangy stuff.
Yeah,
which is it's obviously fits the stuff, but like they can all do very well if they needed to. Where am I? I don't know. Like
those are kind of the highlights.
Well, the riffs have definitely taken a hit, and again, it's because they're not as.
It's a different type of music. now.
Well, this is still definitely recognizable as the same band.
Yeah.
You could see the riffs changing. Like they're more,
I kind of
almost accessible, but go on.
I kind of get why they did it because, all those other bands I named, this like reference that was like going on, like there was no shortage of bands that sounded like that at the time. But, sitting here in the future with hindsight, it feels, and maybe there are bands doing it, it doesn't feel like something people are returning to or doing as much now.
No.
Which I think also makes that first album stand out even more to me.
Yeah, people have definitely moved on to all kinds of different stuff. But I mean, I was surprised that these guys changed so drastically within their short discography too.
Yeah, I kind of get it, like surveying and I'm just saying that as someone like listening from the outside. It could be for anything really,
right?
But
it's a decent hunch. What else? Yeah. So that's the thing. Like it's still recognizable as the same band, but the riffs are different. They're not as dark. They're not as pissed off and evil sounding anymore. They're not as paranoid, like we said. In a way, it's more accessible. In a way, it is more accessible.
But is it more memorable?
I say no.
No.
I say no, even though I still do really like this song.
Yeah.
But we're moving on.
Yes.
We're moving on. We got two more. So the first lineup change, this next album, now you got fucking Christopher these names. Christopher Madk Russell.
Medic?
Maedke. It's easier to spell it than it is to fucking say it. Anyway, this guy, there was a brief little thing about this guy here. So he's only on this album, and what happened? He was wait, no, I can't read this out. Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, so what Tom was doing here in the notes, he's doing fucking the 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon of Call Me Lightning to other bands.
Yeah.
So I guess Christopher played in Niche, and Niche is connected to Black Tusk, who John Baisley from Baroness did the album art to.
Yep. I got that one.
What you do?
The album.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, how is it? Who are they?
Black Tusk?
Yeah. I've never heard them.
They're fun. They're great. I haven't looked them up in a while. Maybe we should cover them because their front man died a few years back. I don't know if they decided to continue or not, but it's this great like caveman metal shit.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming the cover art is amazing.
Oh yeah.
That dude John Baisley is one of the most fucking
you don't even
incredible.
You don't even need to see it.
Yeah. Fuck that guy. Why is he so goddamn talented?
At everything.
I hate him. I love him. But yeah, so anyway, new bass player. This is a few years later. And now we got, hold on. Here we go. 2010s. When I am gone, my blood will be free. So there's a couple things glaringly apparent out the gate with this song and this album, really. And that is a thing that will continue till the end, and especially on this album.
This is just rock.
It's ringing. Where everything before was clangy and stop and start and snappy. They're hitting big wide notes. It's bigger, it's wider. It's rock. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know if we said it, but I believe they named themselves after a Who song.
Yes.
I never, not once did I think about the Who until this.
Yeah. That's a great intro for an album, though. That whole intro section. And I do quite like this song. Oh, I love that. That's so much fucking trumpets, dude. Fucking trumpets.
That made me think of Trail of Dead.
Oh, this is such a jubilant, triumphant song.
The
Don't diminish it yet. Don't, because going in blind, this is like, oh fucking hell yeah! This is so. I feel happy.
Yeah.
Also, Nathan sounds like fucking Joe Biafra now.
I was thinking more like folk.
I meant just like the wiggliness of his voice,
Okay.
not necessarily the style. Because he's singing now. He's not doing his fucking noise rock shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, this
Very different sounding band.
yes, this album and the next one for the most part are triumphant sounding albums.
And that's why we're his least favorite.
This one,
100%.
Oh wow.
This one, I was confused by this one.
We were so close.
Close. I was confused by this one because that song comes on like, oh, they're expanding, they're doing something different, they're fucking branching out, adding new layers. No, they just replaced their style with this type of song for the whole album.
Yeah, that's I agree that is the issue. Yeah, this is like feels more like classic rock, like garage rock, while also making me think of like more Trail of Dead than like dancey.
The danciness, yeah,
is
that's
completely gone.
You know what? Fucking a lot of, and they don't sound like this, but I was getting weird flashbacks of the Pogues in the writing.
I said that on
Which is the military sounding one? Bronze Hell?
No, the Fog.
The fog. I wrote that exactly as well. The fog.
I got fucking Pogues flashbacks.
It's the style of writing. It's the type of riffs. First of all, this entire album, except for one song, there's only one song, except for Follow Me, which I also don't like. Mm-hmm. Every song is super duper happy major key. Yes. Every single song feels the same, and not just in the way it's written, in the actual presentation where it's big, giant, loud, ringy. So ultimately, it's like you take each of these songs individually. I think they're probably fine. A lot of them I actually do like. As a whole album, I feel like I'm listening to the same song over and over again.
I would agree with that. It's especially, one, it's like the intro is so like unique and crazy, and then this is like, I'm sure there's an audience for it. I'm sure there's
100%.
people who
I think
like
people
this.
really like this song. Yeah. I mean, the fans of this band, I think, like all their albums.
Yeah. So but like the Fog, I was like, okay, I can hear like that 60s, 70s rock influence, but with acoustic guitars, and then it kind of escalates into this.
It sounds like mandolins in there. Or maybe whatever the fuck the Pogues use, whatever super duper Irish sound. Yeah, give a little taste of that son bitch.
Whoops.
I wish I knew what was actually on there, but I couldn't find anything.
Should I fast forward a little?
We can just talk over it. Nope, Timpanese drum. That is not a type of stringed instrument. Yeah, it's not on here.
No.
It's probably, maybe it's a capoed guitar. It could be just a capo on a guitar, but it's very high. Mm-hmm. Don't know.
Well, we heard it.
Yeah, it's there, and it's also integrated in the mix when the song gets big and giant too. Yeah. It's a prominent part of the song. God damn, I can't get to my notes.
I do enjoy Old Cactus though.
Do you?
I do, because it's the heaviest thing on here, and it just stands out a bit more.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm like, that's neat. I don't love it. It's neat though. And then,
well, before we move on that song, Nathan really, really reminds me of fucking Perry Farrell from Change the Picture on there. Just the scream, the same type of scream, even a little bit of the vocal lines too. Which even though I think Perry Farrell was a huge piece of garbage, I do like his voice. It's not an insult in any way. It's a compliment. But what was the last thing?
I was gonna say I do like the 1-2 punch of Old Cactus, and then Follow Me. I like the like thumping bass drum with that the bass line, and Follow Me seems like a fun song to experience live.
It is a fun song. It's the only, like I said before, it's the only song that it's not in a major key. Mm-hmm. But I I hate that main riff. Like I actually do quite like the chorus a lot. Like, but the main riff feels like two generic riffs smashed together into one big. Like, oh, okay, it's just not for me. However, I love the opening track. What the fuck is it called? I'm an idiot. Call to the Throne. And then the closer. It's literally right in front of me. And the closer, We Never Left. I think they're two best songs on the record. Like We Never Left is a solid fucking song. And again, it's another super upbeat, triumphant, major key song, but it's just more. I don't know. I can't say more consistent, but it's just more memorable, better riffs, more hooky overall. And it is long. It is a very lengthy song, but I don't know, man. I just dug it, but
I don't hate anything on here.
Nor do I.
When listening to it, I was just like, oh, they're just doing something different.
Yes.
Again,
they're doing something different that I happen to not be a fan of. But even then, like, I can get on board with any style, any genre, if the writing is keep me engaged.
I would think I don't like Against Me, but
the band.
I kind of got some of like those vibes.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I don't hate the band, but they're not. They're not for me.
Yeah.
Too much in the folky, and every song has the same kind of like
you need a
sappy,
big
emotional thing.
Part. Yeah.
The giant sing along choruses, like those are great. Fucking sporadically, like when you're not expecting them, they're coming like, oh shit, there's a big giant moment. When it's in every song, it just becomes a style of song.
Yes.
And I don't know. I like to be surprised. And ultimately, it's just the lack of
weirdness,
variation, weirdness, and feel. The feel is what I care about the most when it comes to listening to full records.
This man loves his feel.
Oh, dude,
you could give him extra tracks on a CD. He'll be like, how's it flow?
How's it flow?
No, give me less tracks, better flow.
Dude, less tracks, better flow. You gotta go less tracks, better flow. But yeah, my personal least worst and least favorite. But if you like this fucking like the more happy dappy
kind of genre,
happy dappy indie folky noisy, it's not a bad album. But it's just I think the weakest.
Not for us.
But we got one more, and we already know how Alex feels. But we got one more. So you ready?
I'm ready.
This is 2014's Human Hell. I skipped over that info. Fuck.
We can talk.
Yeah, because there's actual quotes from Nathan about the last album, which I'll.
That's
Damn. That's happens when I change tabs, and all of a sudden it's not in front of me. Therefore, it doesn't exist anymore.
Feels like the tempo is a little more picked up on this one.
Yes, it is.
The last one, everything felt the same tempo.
Also, clangy guitars. A little bit of the earlier style is on here.
Made me think about like the Hives.
Man, I don't know any of these bands. I stayed
to the Hives?
In passing, again, it's like I stayed away from all those bands in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I mean, like the dancing bands I was talking about definitely felt like a fallout of the White Stripes, the Strokes, the Hives.
All bands that I'm not a fan of. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. The Strokes are fine, but it's not for me again.
Got like 3 or 4 Strokes albums I'm for.
I think it's universal that no one can deny the first one. I think it's like pretty like no one, even if you don't like them, you got to give it up.
It's called This Is It.
This is it.
Yeah.
I feel the same about Faith No More. The real thing, dude. The real thing.
It's the real thing.
It's the real thing. So I do like the song a lot.
So yeah, this came out 2000. It is funny that it came out like 2014, a bit after that, but
yeah. Okay, you can lower it.
And then worst least favorite.
Okay, but before we go into that,
yes,
I have to
get the quotes.
I fucked up because I clicked off the notes in regards to recording of the last album, the previous one. Nathan said that they recorded it at Key Club Recording in Benton Harbor, Michigan, which was owned by Bill Skibb and Jessica Rufflins. It says that's where they recorded the first record as well, and they brought Greg Norman from Electrical Audio and Soft Skeletons to engineer them on that one as well. So the album was mixed by our old friend John Congleton of the band The Paper Chase, who has since gone on to become well known for producing St. Vincent, Future Islands, Angel Olsen, etc. So again, like
nice.
the random connections between these guys and everybody essentially.
I wish I could dance like the guy from Future Islands one day.
Dude, I was listening to I think it was a Dad Meat podcast, which is a great podcast y'all should listen to. Philly guys, Philly comedians, and or even, no, it might have been Mad Shane Secret podcast. Either way, Philly guys, great comedians. Either way, they brought up Future Islands. I was like, oh, this took this band, and then they brought up, hey, dude, you need to look up their appearance on David Letterman.
Yep.
And then they started going into the actual performance on David Letterman. They said all the exact same things that we said when you first showed me. Every
Word for word.
Yes. You all got to see it, dude. It's unbelievable. It's so great. I love that guy.
Dude, yeah, you know what? I think I dislike Future Islands live more than I like their albums.
Well, yeah, because of that fucking insane ape of a singer, dude.
He throws metal.
It's crazy.
He throws metal vocals into these pop songs for no reason. It's beautiful. If you guys have never heard.
Anyway,
look up that Letterman performance.
You got it. You got it. Anyway, back to this. Why is it your worst least favorite?
So, the fatigue mostly. Okay. I feel like they changed it up every time, and even though I'm not a fan of the current direction or the third one, like the third one was, it's like relatively new, and then this is like the first time an album just feels like a continuation of a previous album.
For sure. 100%. Yeah.
So it's like I already didn't love that album, and now we're this kind of staying
in the same pool, for sure.
Yeah.
However, I think it's a better album. I think it's a more consistent album. I think it has more interesting songs overall. One thing I should know before, production has taken a hit. Production has absolutely taken a hit. This one... Well, the drums specifically, and that's the first way to tell if production has taken a hit is listen to the drums. This one was recorded and mixed by Shane, by the drummer, which I find unusual that the drums sound the worst and the drummer is the one that
he fucked himself over.
Fucked himself over. Everyone still sounds incredible, of course, and again, it's not like a bad sounding record. It's just compared to because the last three sound amazing.
Yeah, let me say something nice because Nathan is a nice man.
He's a nice man.
The most triumphant guitar harmony, Thin Lizzy ass solo ever on All Your Dreams Are Dead.
That song is great.
I'm going to play it.
Yeah. Not a lot of no guitar harmonies,
but sorry, but it you could.
This would fit in with Black Rose for sure.
Yeah,
yeah, it does have that Irishness to it. I do like that song quite a bit. It's very fun, but like the last one, it is the whole thing is more major key, happy, big, ringy, loud. Again, like you said, continuation of the last style, but I do like the songs a lot more. Like, not the one. I really like that one. I think that's fucking great. It's just like the rest, but still, like, it's still fucking great.
I love some big, like, rolling, like, tom snare stuff, but I feel like they kind of go to that well a little too much.
Too much. Oh, too much drums to throw out over
too
here.
Much drums.
Oh, no.
For the Mastodon fan. There's too much for you.
You mean the guy who can't fucking contain his drum rolls into one bar? He has to finish them into the next.
Oh, you like Broad Daler, but this is okay.
Sorry.
So yeah, like, it's cool on Never Coming Home Again.
Okay.
And then I'm just
you got
by Pigeon Blood.
Pigeon Blood is fucking so good with that drum shit.
Yeah,
it's so, and the buildup is fantastic too. But those drums, that's the reason I like the song. Is because of those crazy ass drums.
Yeah.
But another thing,
excellent. I will say excellent playing though.
Excellent playing.
Yeah.
Live Forever.
It's appropriate because I feel like I heard that song 100 times by the time it came.
What makes that song great, Alex? You son of a bitch.
Hey, we balanced each other out here. You didn't like the last one. I didn't like this one. Yeah.
The reason I think that song is great.
Yeah.
I'll admit the rest, the song as a whole isn't the most mind blowing thing ever. That vocal line in the verse is so creative, and So you take the main riff. I want to ask you to put it on in a second. So let me cue it up. So like the main riff is not. It's stuff that.
You got a timestamp for that, buddy?
I don't, but it is the verse, so it should come on pretty soon.
Okay.
So you kind of expect vocal lines to do a certain thing when you hear a riff you've heard before. This riff does not do that. Those vocals go in a direction I was not expecting them to go, and I find it to be fucking delightful. All right. Not this part.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like another example of the more like.
I love that. That's almost like an ice cream truck melody to me.
And I'm not like comparing to this.
Okay, you're good.
Reminds me a bit of Modest Mouse too.
That's a band that I think I actually would like. I never gave them a fair shot.
Oh, they have some. There's like 2 albums that bangers for me personally. But yeah, the way him and I think the guy's name in Modest Mouse is Isaac Brock. Very like
Isaac Barack Obama.
Yep. Almost like male Bjorks, where they're kind of broken. Yeah. But they're they can do it on demand. So.
Very nice. Was the last thing I'll mention. Our Time Is Over, I think, is like the first song in a while to bring down the energy.
It is pretty boring.
I like it. It's on I don't think it's bad at all. It's a little on the sappy side, but and it's also one thing I don't like is that it's the first song to bring down the energy, and it comes on so late in the album that it doesn't really. I don't think it helps the pacing all that much.
Let me tell you what I was impressed by.
What did
You Survive?
Really?
I think it's a great closer.
I think it's one of their weakest closers. I think it's their weakest closer.
I think it's a good closer. It's one of the highs for me.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. I was kind of checked out, but this song.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Another interesting thing, this article was put up by the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. I think it was around the time of this album's released. Some of the funniest and like most endearing things about this band that I did not realize, and we would never realize just by listening to the album.
Sure.
So this is okay. So I'm going to read this verbatim. It's written by Piet Levy. It's the only local band in the last 2 years that declined an invitation to perform in the Journal Sentinel's Tap Milwaukee studios for its soundcheck, local band profile, and video series. Drummer Shane, you know his last name, suggested it was because performing in front of video cameras would be too intimidating, even for the seasoned band, while bassist Tyler Chikoro suggested the main problem was scheduling. So already, they're a little nervous, and that's super endearing. But there's more. When asked to supply a band picture, Hochstetler said that aside from a photo composite taken during a show, there wasn't one of the current lineup, even though it's been together for 4 years. Let me continue. This is the basis for this album, Tyler. It's kind of stupid, Chikoro said. We've tried doing the promo pics a number of times and never ended up digging one. It can be nerve-wracking. But despite its resistance to self-promotion, people praise the band anyway. One of the final tasks of the already... so he goes on to just kind of gush a little bit. So they are nervous in front of cameras. They can't take a band photo. They don't agree to do anything. And they also got a fucking burger named after them. Called what was it called? Called Meat Lightning. Smothered with chili con carne and pepper jack cheese and fried jalapenos.
Sounds good.
According to Chikoro, it was awesome, and that's a dream to inspire cheeseburgers.
It is.
So clearly, I love these guys as guys.
Yeah,
like
guys.
Yeah, boys. But anyway,
what are the boys up to these days?
Well, so to final thought, Alex's worst least favorite. Yes. You get it. Still not bad. Check them out. Rad. Okay, so. So I don't know why they broke up. There's no info. I didn't get any information of how or why they broke up. But I do know that Nathan and Shane went on to. That explains it. They went to form a new band. It's literally right in front of me, called Bad Grades. But they only put out one digital track on Bandcamp called "What'd You Do," and then they also Nathan also started another band. And wait, no, they didn't. No. I'm mistaken. The the last update was like new merch post, I think in 2021. So it's pretty much just sort of fizzled out. Went on to do other stuff. Bill Kutch went on to play keyboard on Bacon and Eggs Deer by Bald Ego in 2021. Christopher, I'm going to say Russell because I can't pronounce the first part of his hyphened last name. He's only been in a few bands since Call Me Lightning, but nothing super recent. And then Nathan said that at the moment, Shane runs a recording studio in Milwaukee called Howl Street Recordings and plays drums on various projects. Tyler occasionally tours with a Graham Hunt band, and Nathan himself has a few projects going on in Chicago because he moved from Milwaukee in 2009, but nothing active at the moment. And then Tom, our buddy Tom, the fucking goat at this point, he's the fucking goat of the show already, says he wants to give props to Nathan because what a super nice guy. He graciously answered all my questions and seemed genuinely delighted that we were going to be featuring Call Me Lightning. So hats off to him.
I couldn't agree more.
Hell yeah. So thank you so much, Nathan.
Yeah, thank you. And I also apologize.
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I feel how I feel. I still love the fucking band. I mean, what else can you want? I love the fucking band.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So, I mean, recap. That's pretty much it.
All right. So I'm this pulling up so I don't say it wrong. Okay. Best personal favorite, The Trouble We're In. Boy, oh boy. Let me tell you, when you're blindsided by an album that you just love, especially working on this podcast, what a treat. Yeah. And then worst, least favorite, Human Hell.
And that's the end of that.
That's all I'm going to say.
That's the end of that.
Because Nathan's
too nice. Well,
too nice.
No. We explained our reasons. Yeah. It's just not our style. For me, same. Trouble We're In, 2004. Best personal favorite. One of the best fucking... I'm going to call it noise rock because that's what it registers in my brain as. Even though I guess it's indie. I don't know. You just fucking...
Indie dance stuff. I'm going to make Mike listen to some of that shit.
No. Anyway, it's fucking...
You're going to see Mike at an LCD.
Dude, when we dance like a fucking douchebag with my fucking eyes closed.
He's going to be there.
I might. And worst least favorite, When I'm Gone, My Blood Will Be Free. Just the beginning of a style that I wasn't too hot on, but not bad on its own, just not a variation for me. But thank you so much for listening and watching. Thank you, Drew, for suggesting this band for us. This is a fucking, what a beautiful combination and culmination of things to just land in place. That's the universe doing its fucking work, baby.
Oh,
that's what that is.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. So thank you, buddy, and thanks for sticking with us and always hanging out. He's a fucking mensch. He's a real one. Drew is a fucking real one. If you want to support us, please, for love of God, like the video if you like the video, share with your buddies, leave comments, talk shit if you want. Don't really care. Subscribe if you want to do that. Just please make that little algorithm happy because it will keep us down. It'll keep us down and we don't want to be down. You can find a Spotify playlist on Call Me Lightning, a link in the description. We got a place associated with all the episodes. Find them all at everyalbumever.com. Patreon.com, baby. Patreon.com/everyalbumever. Bonus episodes, all kinds of bonus episodes. The Loose Ends episodes. There's another one we just posted on there. By the time this comes out, it's probably been out for a while. Never mind. There's a bunch there. There's a ton of Loose Ends episodes there. You get 20% off all of our merch. You get to see our schedule in advance. You get to vote on polls to decide who we cover next. Gotta put up another poll. Hopefully, by the time this comes out, there should be another poll up. And if you're tier two, then you actually get to request artists for us. Jump that line because we have too many goddamn requests. We can't take any more. But if you're on Patreon, if you're tier 2, we do it. We do it without asking questions. And if you're subbed, then all of your other suggestions will get put in our Patreon poll, and then we pick those up whenever we need more bands to cover. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. You can follow me on all social media at Panda Monkey. You can follow Alex
at Mother Puncture
on Instagram. And you can make sure to please follow our fucking goat, Tom Osman, on Instagram Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Tom Osman Sounds.
He definitely elevated this episode.
Yeah. Totally.
Fucking this turned Mike into Rob Zombie for a few.
What? Sorry. See, my Stone Cold and Rob Zombie are the same.
It's the same person.
Also follow his Substack at Tom Osman's Whatever Comes Next, because he writes about music and he's very good at it. And also, you got to check out his record. His full-length record, So Much for All in Day's Work, on Spotify, all the places. You can find links to all of his stuff in the description as well. So do that. But we are done here.
Yes.
So closing song.
I'm gonna ask you if you want to do Rotten River.
I was gonna go the one after.
I'm fine with that too.
We got to go Be the Lightning.
All right.
That one is too fucking good, man.
You know what? As long as it's any song off this album, I'm fine with it.
Yes.
So yes.
Hell yeah. So this is Be the Lightning. Thank you all so much for listening and watching. See ya.